Did Lovecraft Country just become my favorite television show on Sunday nights? Yup. What's going on, you guys? James here with another real review, and today I'm diving into the season 1 premiere of Lovecraft Country on HBO, starring Jonathan Majors, Jurnee Smollett, and Courtney B. Vance. It's this sci-fi, drama-heavy television show that deals with, of course, H.P. Lovecraft and those crazy creatures. And if you've seen the trailer for this, you know the direction it's heading, but if you haven't, oh, you're in for a huge surprise. Now, before I get into my review, guys, if it's your first time here at the channel, welcome to Real James, where I talk about movies and TV shows just like this. So if you want to see more of that, consider hitting the big red button below and subscribing to the channel, and tap on that bell as well so you don't miss out on anything new, like Legend of Korra reactions this week, and a little thing called DC Fandom. It's kind of a big event. Don't forget to smash that like button as well, and comment down below and let me know your thoughts on this episode. I mean, my jaw is on the ground. Well, no, it's attached, but you know what I mean. So if you don't know much about Lovecraft Country, it takes place in the 1950s, where racism is rampant, unfortunately, and also crazy creatures in forests. Yeah, trust me, it's not usual. Now, my biggest draw for this really was Jonathan Majors and Jurnee Smollett. Yes, having Jordan Peele as an executive producer is amazing, and he's one of the show creators alongside Misha Green, but let me tell you something. The synergy among our main cast is evident. So let's start there, guys. Yes, the story is really interesting, you know? Jonathan Majors plays Atticus Freeman, who's searching for his father after he mysteriously leaves behind a letter and then just disappears. Now, this leads him on this journey into this forest in Devon County, and then things get really weird. But before we get there, guys, let's get into all my positives, which again is really just this core cast of actors. Jurnee Smollett is fantastic. I've loved her since Friday Night Lights. Jonathan Majors, I have been championing him for an Oscar since The Last Black Man in San Francisco. This year, he starred in Spike Lee's Da 5 Bloods, and now in Lovecraft Country. Can he get an Oscar? And can he get an Emmy this year? Well, next year. We'll have to see. And then there's Courtney B. Vance, who plays the uncle to Atticus here, Uncle George Freeman. He's awesome. I think he just fits. That's the thing about the writing here too, is that it just fits each character. So guys, let me be honest with you. If you just want to check this out for the names alone, I don't think you'll be disappointed. But if you stay for the sci-fi element, you'll love it. Lovecraft Country is a show that I've never seen before. I've never seen anything like this on TV, and I love it. I mean, from the opening minute and a half, 2 minutes, I don't even know how long that opening sequence lasted, but it was unreal. Jonathan Majors was in the trenches during what was a wartime setting, and then leaves the trenches, and then there's a big squid in the sky, UFOs, and then this red woman that falls onto the ground, and then Jackie Robinson is chopping a big Lovecraftian creature in half. Guys, what is happening in this show? But it's funny how it fits. That's the thing. The show never feels out of place, and it always knows the direction it's heading. Now, what this episode excelled at was really leaving crumbs along the ground for me to kind of nibble at, and then we get to the end of the episode, and it is just out of this world. There's a lot to love about the way they're setting up each and every moment. Now, I know I said in the beginning of the review, this show does deal with the racism of this time. The thing is, this show is not going to sugarcoat anything, and that's what I love. And you can just tell there are different elements here that it made me upset, but the thing is, that's the point. Now, there are a couple of defining moments in this episode, one of them being the James Baldwin audio narration as Jurnee Smollett, Courtney B. Vance, and Jonathan Majors are starting their journey to find Atticus's father. Guys, I just don't know how they executed it so well. Everything that James Baldwin was saying, if you listen very closely, related to the time, of course, but guys, it was also timely for now. So this show, while it is set in the 1950s, unfortunately has relevance in today's age. And guys, let me tell you, some of the contrast and even some of the comparisons, it was a little spooky. And then the other shining moment is this amazing scene towards the end of the episode where they're trying to fend off these creatures in a cabin, and you can tell that Jurnee Smollett is so scared because she's about to run for her life. Jonathan Majors isn't. So Jurnee Smollett asks, "Why aren't you scared? You have like no fear. What did the army teach you that?" But then Jonathan Majors replies with the line of the episode and says, "I'm not scared because fear's not going to save us. you are. I mean, the writing here, again, just continues to show how exceptional it is. And I mean, for me, the writing made this episode so great, and the actors just pushed it over the edge. It's just a great hour of TV. Now, there's nothing really bad about this episode, but there is one moment that made me scratch my head, and that was the decision to use a modern rap song when you were so used to hearing blues, R&B, soul, and I don't know, it just didn't really fit in the scene, and I almost kind of thought about that more than what was going on screen. So, I don't know, I hope they don't necessarily do that too much more often, but it just felt out of place for me. The thing is, that's the only thing that I had to say about this episode that I didn't like. Everything else was nearly perfect. Now, I do want to talk about a couple of spoilers here, so guys, if you haven't seen the episode, please go ahead and find the time code down below where I get to my final thoughts. So from this point on, we're going to talk a couple of spoilers. So that final scene was incredibly shocking, guys. I mean, the sheriff that had his arm pretty much bit off all the way, and then he turns into one of the monsters, which reveals these monsters, well, they might have been human at one point, and they're scared of the light. So you can just tell that our core cast picks up on that, and they're really just now trying to survive. But the mysterious thing for me was Atticus's father. Did he know about these creatures? Is he working with maybe a group that is, I don't know, trying to eradicate these weird creatures? It seems like his father almost had a hunch that these things existed, and the fact that he called that woman on the phone, who I presume to be his mother, and his mother said you should not have gone home. Does this mean that his mother's ancestry deals with these Lovecraftian creatures too? There's a lot of what ifs about that final sequence. And then there's that mysterious silver sedan that seemed to be their guardian angel almost. We see it twice in this episode, once in the beginning and then once in the second half of this episode, where they're trying to escape those racist firefighters in that town. Those people were just like shooting at them. It was an insane sequence of events. But that silver sedan saved their lives, and I don't know, maybe they have some sort of involvement at the end with that group of people at that house. It was weird. But of course, we won't know much more until the next episode. However, I am incredibly in on Lovecraft Country. I'm sold. This episode has me hooked with this series, and I mean, geez, we've only spent 1 hour with this show, and I'm in love. I mean, it's Jurnee Smollett and Jonathan Majors, their chemistry that really just puts it over the top for me. I love everything about their interactions. I like their solo moments, and Courtney B. Vance is just the cherry on top here. He is so good. I mean, he gets lost in this role. And the best thing about this episode is that at the end, it made me want more. Like, I saw the credits roll and I thought to myself, no, keep going. And I went and searched for episode 2, but it's clearly not there. I just love that, this show lives on HBO, because I can't see this working on any other network. So yes, Lovecraft Country is a must watch. You guys need to dive in. Don't expect a conventional drama. This is a sci-fi Lovecraftian approach to a drama, and it just works on every single level. So you guys, there you have it. I'm giving this, a 5 out of 5. I love this series premiere, and hey, I cannot wait to review episode 2 next week. So if you don't want to miss out on that, go ahead and hit the big red button below and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to smash that like button as well, and comment down below, guys, and let me know which moment shocked you the most from this episode. And if you're gonna watch it this weekend, let me know what you think. Alrighty guys, well, I'm gonna try to not have nightmares for the rest of the week now that we've seen those creatures. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you at the next screening.